So yesterday we had a very brief chat in the car park. What are the aims of your group now? What are you going to do?
So, no to the barge, the campaign group. So we're still discussing that really and putting that down on paper so far. But the general idea is we're looking at the haves and have-not here. The community of Portland, unfortunately, is deprived. It doesn't have the resources, and still doesn't have the resources. We've spoken numerous times about GPs in the area, which of course there are only 4. We've spoken numerous times about the policing in the area too. It's just not adequate.
Yeah, and really that shows the reflection of how peaceful for the policing side this place is. What are your fears once the barge is moored and it starts to fill up?
So there's quite a few. Thinking about the community itself, they've been sharing with us many of their fears, their anger at the lack of this consultation, the lack of this consideration, and therefore they couldn't give their consent. Questions are still being asked, and again, we are not getting any answers. So there's anger, there's a lot of disquiet in the area, and that has bubbled up online, and that has bubbled up at some of our protests.
And of course, that also leads to, well, if they're not answering, it must be true. So the rumor mill starts to go, and it feeds in. And at the end of the day, from what I can gather, you want answers.
That's true. Yeah, we want answers as a community. The people of Portland, people of Weymouth, the people of Dorset want them, and we're still going to be asking. Whether we get those answers or not, we hope, and we will continue to hold our publicly elected officials accountable.
Do you think the publicly elected officials have done enough, or do they need to do more?
No, in many ways, they've been burying their head in the sand. Richard Drack, our MP, hasn't responded to any of our communications, our open letters. The other MP for Dorset West hasn't responded, Chris Loader.
I take it these are Conservative.
Yes, they are Conservative. We've contacted many councillors too. We've had some replies, but it's not adequate. I was at Dorset Council just the other week and asked the head of the council there, Councillor Flower, what they had done on regards to a KC, a barrister. What questions were asked? What answers? What was the brief?
Yeah.
Again, no answer.
Nothing. Why do you suppose that is? Is it because they're scared of what's going to come, or is it because they're in league with what's coming?
I'm not really sure I can answer that, to be honest. We don't know. And again, it comes to that. There's so many questions with no answers, and that's generating that fear. That's generating that anger. And
what about the Port Authority itself? What have they said? What are they?
So the Port Authority, the Home Office have come out with several fact sheets, which every other week seem to change. They call it updates, but facts and figures aren't coming through. Frankly, I call it lies.
Yeah.
They are lying to the people of Dorset. They are lying to the people of Weymouth. They are lying to the Portlanders here. And again, more generation of hate and anger. It's very disconcerting.
I've tried to contact the Home Office today. They're closed. I've rang the supposedly urgent number because there are some figures that we need clarification on. It seems to us that it's going to cost dearer putting them in a barge than in a hotel. And so the strap headline that the Home Office has been saying is that we are moving them from the hotels to airfields and barracks and barges because it's cheaper. But the figures don't stack up. So the question we wanted was that answer.
So Reclaim the Sea have done a costing analysis, just a basic costing analysis. And the difference between the migrant hotels and these barges that are coming in is £10. Now, that hasn't included other figures, such as laundry, which will also be done. As Rishi Sunak says, this is not a cost-effective solution.
No.
This is not going to be cheaper than the migrant hotels. In actual fact, this is going to cost more for the British taxpayer.
Yeah, we put it at substantially higher than that, but that's what we needed the clarification for. The other question that we wanted to put them was that now that the new immigration and asylum bill has passed into law, where everybody that comes off a boat is ineligible to claim status, why are you now still going for barges and hotels? Why when to you the solution was to get this bill through Parliament?
I don't know, Stan. No. I really don't know. And again, those questions are not being answered.
No.
I personally think this is
yeah.
My frustration with all of this, as is shared by many Portlanders and many people from Weymouth. We've been asking so many questions. We've been looking for answers, and we just don't have them.